Here I am.
Let's have a look at you then. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should. Do you know what you have to...
I know everything I need to.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Unversöhnlich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed
right
Hinnick,
back.
the Dry Devil,
I apologize,
used
sir.
that thing.
Which wine?
That
Red.
Hackenbush
Am I speaking Latin?
hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have
Come
better
now,
weapons
waiter.
than the
I want it
city
ready.
garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what
Come now,
Schwierigkeit
waiter.
this is.
I want it red.
The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to
can
fight?
shove that
Exactly.
down, picture.
The merciful King Sigismund.
What did I do to you?
Isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the
Hey,
coin for
waiter.
better equipment?
Pour me some
We can
monastery
always
wine.
confiscate the property of
I
the
apologize,
king's
sir.
enemies.
Which
Nicht wahr?
Monastery
We are more than
red.
familiar with the Yemenite state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The
sir.
king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's
thank the
militia as a
Lord.
preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid
Waiter,
I see no
pour me
solution
red
to
wine.
the current situation.
I apologize, sir.
We shall wait and
Which
see
wine?
what His
Monastery
Majesty
red.
thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht.
Good, sir.
Well, thank the Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Hey, youngster,
Isn't it
some
the
red.
same thing?
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
So,
Red.
the cleanliness
Am I
of the
speaking
city
in Latin?
is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens'
Sir?
needs.
You're right. We do have the new baths now.
Thanks, thanks.
And Adam's old ones. But I hear the Hopbrink baths are more of a pigsty.
They still are a bit, but the quality went downhill
More
at
wine,
Adams, too.
Master Bailiff?
What? Pray tell. I thought you were a frequent customer there. Or has he grown tired of pampering you for free?
It's not about me at all.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it. A silver goblet. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if we'll go and get it, and don't you make a mess then.
Profits would be much bigger.
Where can I find?
Use your eye and come right.
What? More baths? Surely not.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Nice.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a you-know-what.
So, did you
Baths is neither a civic
I did, Master.
not so loud? And now go back to you.
A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us
Hey,
with
waiter!
a visit.
Pour me some
And as we
monastery
know,
wine.
Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he
I
wants,
apologize, sir.
as long as he does no
Which
damage.
Red!
Ulrich,
And quickly!
what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well, everybody knows, he wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any
didn't
time
know
now.
that.
That's
I wanted red.
Let's not
won't
burden
mix it
the
up
anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself? Me? I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Tokai! And a full cup round.
I apologize, sir.
I'm speaking
Which
about
one?
the Rutard incident.
Tokai!
You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish
Sir?
him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will
Hey,
cause
waiter.
any trouble.
Pour me some Takar.
He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Sir?
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows
Well,
what
thank
he wants
them.
to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, other scum of all kinds, but city councillors?
Waiter,
Be specific,
get me white.
Forsooker. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
First of all, it wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an honorable
Sir?
combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's the only reason
around
you're
me.
still here on the
Vanish,
council
hear me?
and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me.
Come here for a moment.
Refill,
Never
sir?
mind.
Do you think I come to the
I
council just to
suspect the
guzzle
gentleman
wine?
from
Come
the
here.
city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous.
What can I help you with?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here. I can't just get up and walk out now.
All right.
I knew I could, while you're at it, count how many... Good. Because I'm bored.
By the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
That was easy enough, and he wanted me to count the ruled figures.
All day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, throw dirt on our work.
I'd like to look. There's no time.
Everyone who complains of... I'd soon be out of custody.
So, let's...
I found your.
Really? And did you count them?
I counted.
That many? It's for a royal waiter.
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster?
Hey,
hire
wait.
more craftsmen, start with
Pour me some
bagpipes.
monastery
Because
wine.
those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick. And if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else
lad.
to put it right.
You look familiar
It's
to me.
a waste
Have we met?
of time.
Well, naturally.
I tell you,
I go to your tavern almost every day.
Andrew, don't interrupt the
Then you must have decent wages to be able to visit the best tavern in town regularly.
And as for you, haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in the city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do?
Waiter,
Do you?
pour me red
And
wine.
what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Sir?
When hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps
It's
behind
you?
mine.
A
I see
swordsmith
you've come
dares
up in
to
the world.
insult me?
From a bathhouse boy
Ah,
to a waiter.
I think not.
You'll go a long way.
Excuse me.
I might make councillor one
one
day.
an altar in the cathedral. Just like
You're
you
a
bought
merry
yourself a
soul,
seat in
lad.
this council.
I like that.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
You then, lad, a cup of red.
To me.
And don't be
Because
stupid.
it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had
Sir?
forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Thank you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, Ich Kelkinek Udra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you. Unlike this plan of fight!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely...
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujits, and you saved my neck and...
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows?
You know what? Let's drop this. Do you know any of the guests?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even...
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spirit.
I wouldn't be too sure. But... who's that French fellow you...
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to... He's got more fairy tales than my old...
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a heart. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg. And you know, if he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been...
How does it feel...
What can I say?
Or, until you become a...
No fear of that in my case. I intend to... Wine, women...
What do you plan to do now you're a...
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a...
Have you...
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. But I suppose I'll have to...
Indeed you should. After all, you...
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to...
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're...
Jew! Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you. Neither would one
How do you know I'm a...
It's not difficult to tell. And we are both... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred and this is...
Who would rather not be here at all? Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see?
Because we all need... And why would they...
Are you here to erase...
We have more serious... The situation in the town and the kingdom is You have men and weapons. We have the means...
Why are you telling this to a Koimer?
Everything in...
Did you come to lend money?
Not to lend, but to give.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money,
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a...
Henry? That messenger of...
You know each other. You're both around...
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit. For a young stripling, he's been through... He was supposed to become a blacksmith.
Wait. A black from Scarlet's?
Aye, that's right.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most. And that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Everything all right?
I can't wait for it to end.
Would you tell me...
What can I tell? It was never exactly glorious. And now especially.
Surely it...
There are many fools who would rather take out their gall on us. In times of uncertainty.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to...
Or pretty pissed. We will leave us anyway. All of these were...
Well, you feel better now? You stopped
teasing game?
Aye, my legs are nearly as swollen, but everything else has gone downhill. It burns like... hell when I...
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin.
Baron Vauquelin-Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad.
I beg your pardon.
But you see eyes, no? The friend of my friend is a likable boy, although he could still learn quite a lot from moi-même.
How did you end up?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense and only lost.
That needs some
Oh, misère.
You're quite mistaken.
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even... Do tell me about it.
My last big...
I've heard...
Aye.
Then, what are you doing?
You say you're a poet?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fun? I think not. To recite...
Where have you been on your travels?
But of course! If you are interested in my greatest journeys, and if you are interested in my...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the poet?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX.
How come almost...
I am operating. My great benefit is my strong... There, everyone knows my name.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know?
I have my... From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful.
Is that so?
Indeed.
It depends.
A little delicate. I expect we can agree that Yob... And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our...
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he won't engage in
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary. For the plan to work, we need allies. Their money and their determination. We just need negotiation.
Are you saying you set everything in motion?
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole...
You've got...
You're certainly not the first.
Why are you doing...
Because I want to put us... And also because I'm happier with Wentz.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna, if you can get those. Meanwhile...
What if it doesn't...
I refuse to even consider that app.
Why me?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to... You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like...
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want?
Botchek of Kunstad. I know the name, but I can't quite place...
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing.
Alder the Alderman.
He still is. The only one who retained him. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Gutenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence.
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see...
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances.
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth, and that it was thanks to her.
I'll get on it.
I wish us...
Success.
God bless. Greetings to you, friend. God bless.
How are you getting on so...
Everything is...
Glad to hear you. Just...
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like...
God be with you. What would that...
Your diplomatic support...
No beating around the bush, eh?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources...
To muster an army that Margaret...
Christ!
I should say so. All sorts of people have their... Although, between the two of us...
How do you know Lich...
I know most of the people here very well, but they wouldn't dream... While it seems that Lord Lich...
I'd say you have a better nose for people than...
Not only for people...
Who did you learn from?
I acquired the basics, and the rest I learnt quickly. So...
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to... parley more effective...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why...
You manage large estates. In return...
I've managed quite well. If you want me to support you...
Do you have something in particular?
Well... One of the guests here has...
Who's that?
Haman... Now... If you were to...
And these papers...
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts.
You were dealing with...
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience...
Have you fallen...
No. Alda is innocent in the matter. My relatives they're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his...
And the papers...
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating...
I'm supposed to rob...
Haman Alda was given the He hasn't yet had a chance to look...
All right, I'll help.
Alda will surely have the papers in his saddlebags. Bring them to me. But watch yourself.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks.
Quite unusual to see him cornered like this.
I'll bet my last rocket.
What brings you here? You'd better go before people start to think you're trying to steal something.
Good day. And with you?
What's that? Stop fooling around, don't. What the? Greetings.
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem?
God forbid.
But not really.
I left some...
Is that so?
Oh, just a wee...
The younger...
Do you think there are two lords of...
All right.
Greetings, friend.
What?
Find him a wife. That'll straighten him out in no time.
Well, now that you mention it...
He'll sire a few brats and he'll be as tame as a lamb. And happy.
An interesting idea, don't you think, Hanush? Maybe he really needs a firm woman's hand.
Don't you start too. Am I supposed to find him a bride? On top of everything?
No burger's daughter, but them merchants would bleed you dry before you could say dowry.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation.
With pleasure, sir. Where did you leave Sir Divish?
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who needed the dough.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord! What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great but, all going well, we may be able to establish, as long as we proceed without prior agreement and...
I couldn't help but notice...
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord K. Although, if they didn't pull each other...
Wise words.
You know, I am. And Martin would also...
May God grant... May I have a word?
You? Ain't unlike this pack of...
Have you got some...
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. And they think that...
But surely they're not all like...
Allies or not.
Young Lord Capon...
He got a harsh lesson, but if not,
war will...
Do you think there's really going to...
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around...
What do you think?
Are you testing me? Job's called this
To turn out, some are up to their elbow.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then.
God bless, sir. Greetings to you.
I've got those papers from...
Quiet!
Milady, without... Here they are.
You're more capable.
You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
How could I refuse?
And to the success...
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek? I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Ha! Even better.
And you might not believe your eye.
Well, well.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Arch, only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then, I find out he's settled in some backwater, but he took his boozing and whoring along with him.
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face? After the way you disgraced our whole family?
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater.
How dare!
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to...
You're dishonoring your...
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If...
That's enough!
Christopher...
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Enough. That will do. Jesus Christ be praised.
Well, good day.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword...
I was in a war. Right after the... And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well... I apologize for going off like...
So Father would... Only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped that...
Not at all. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days?
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. But now...
And that's why you want...
I've got to get him on...
Aren't we all on this?
Maybe everyone's sane.
After your encounter with... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it.
What else can I...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
All right, then. It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army.
Only no one's going to pay for one.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder... Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds...
I don't know how to...
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks.
God be with you.
It's more like a wet head to me.
And that's exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
Burgers, patricians, and users.
In Moravia fared in the last war.
They were on the wrong misunderstanding.
I've got a hankering for her just talking about her. Her away. I'll whisk her away no matter what.
Even though Jobst is right,
War back then, now we're allies.
Allies? Aren't you more concerned about keeping the spoils of war sub...
You seem a bit out of sorts.
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze. And the gossip.
Oh.
It seems Liechtenstein...
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see them all fighting tooth and nail here?
Well...
The only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resist...
Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it to rain?
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay...
That's one thing you can always...
God forbid.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him.
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear.
Well, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has...
Well, at least there's...
Sigismund confiscated his castle and half his estates. That'll be enough to make it. Not to mention that his son was killed in the siege of the city.
Beer!
Sir Bocek, I need to...
A man hardly puts his cup... Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes.
On the contrary, I've come here with...
Does that improvement include a few thousand...
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing... Only in order to get...
You've got my attention, but not my...
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want.
Really? Name at least...
Anna of Volch.
Truly? Well, let's see about it.
I wouldn't mention the word...
All right, let's I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after. I can't risk it all in a...
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly approach...
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's mine if I succeeded in marrying her off.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept.
I'd be honored to oblige. I'm in my prime.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you could manage to sire children, you'd die before you could raise them.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him, and he'll give her...
And to half the wenches in his domain, too. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Harish can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not...
So?
You're selling the skin. First, I want a confirmation.
And what?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be happy.
Pushing a friend to...
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
That's not even possible, is it?
Of course it is. They hate the smell of humans. So the best thing to drive them away with would be a meticulously overripe pair of underwear.
You know.
Sir Hanush.
You do?
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who... with...
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Bocek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bocek of Kunstadt? The? Godwin, you cannot...
Oh, fuck.
I don't... So, young Han...
Niece.
I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa.
Forget it. So, not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself.
Cheers!
Cheers to you!
Sir Bocek, your niece...
So Hanush agreed?
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
I'm still hoping it works out and we walk out of here with a clear plan. But maybe you were right. It was probably not the best idea to gather all... under one roof.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this...
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
Yes! The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas!
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sargitz, your insolence just cost you your place on the council and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Oderin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabosch falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
No, sire. It would be inappropriate for me to drink with you. I apologize.
As you wish. To your health, Marquardt. And to our upcoming victory.
Surely you don't want to. Look, Margaret's love.
And I will clear my name. I will charge the enemy with cavalry, break through their lines, and capture
Must be maiden in her queen. Irish priestess going to be sweating at the ocean. Nearly drops his soul to Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
How would you like a wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France. Recipes are passed on. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted? Even the French, the king himself had
I expect his lordship had the
best barrels. Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirm.
Baron Vaku.
The name is unpronounceable. The roast was calling out to me, begging to be eaten.
Friend! I'd like to drink a toast with you to our... So touching. Come now.
I never had one.
Truly.
Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is.
See now. Only there's nothing to... Fuck.
I've got a tongue.
Well, get some...
His lordship is so unsteady on his lips.
To hell with that. I had my eye on him all evening. He had and left the rest of us to drink.
You can bet on it.
I don't.
I remember someone girls. Oh, the piglet.
I'd rather. And then you will wake up in a ditch somewhere with a mighty hangover.
Not a bad one. But it's more suited for a ride in the woods or a hunt. No great loss.
Good day to you.
Same to you.
God be with you.
You don't have to listen to it day in, day out.
A little gossip. You act like you don't...
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir Hun?
All hail Jobst. He sorted things out here nicely. He got my money for a start, and that's more than I wanted to give him. But you know how it goes. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere, and I sent my captain. I'm too old.
Did you at least...
Nothing to discuss. The wedding will take place. It's the pride of our family. We can fit in 3...
But there are 2 cats. I'd bet my right arm, old hand...
What? In Ratai? Well,
Deal with him yourself, though. I won't...
Have you ever thought about getting married again? It would make a lot of things easier for you.
And how should I interpret this question?
In the simplest terms, I'm offering you a business deal, without any ulterior motives. I am far too old for some sentimental courtship.
You're amusing. But you know my answer. I appreciate your friendship. But I'd rather run...
I say, it's your home.
Greetings.
Having a good time?
It's a fucking bore.
Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food.
I'd rather...
Greetings to you, friend.
Don't you dare get in...
Aye, I forgot. Leave it out. They wouldn't have to force me.
Well, let's have a game then.
For a coin.
Playing for coins.
Yeah, I might have something.
And what might...
Let's keep it as a...
What the hell?
You bet it.
Greetings to you, friend.
Greetings to you, friend.
Greetings,
You can dip that rotten carrot in lard and ram it up your dry arse.
I was just having a laugh with you. Lighten up a bit, eh? But if you don't like your prize...
Here you are.
Ah, you've got no imagination. Like I could shove it down the back of the cus...
God be with you, and with you.
Wonder rules.
Sure.
I don't play for...
Oh, you can stuff...
But I'd... run my own affairs.
I understand. Let's at least drink to your success.
And let's drink to the future of Lady Yitka. May her marriage to Lord Capon bring her happiness.
They're young. They'll have plenty of time to cultivate that happiness.
Well,
I'd like to play
What game would you like to...
I actually...
Looking at him closely, I reckon he's more of a draft horse. There are a few of those around my mind, too. I beg your pardon. What kind of name is Bruce Phallus? Right. It's pronounced Bucephalus.
See now, just mispronounce the name, and we're not talking about a horse, but a cock.
Just look at him.
But you can hardly stand straight, Martin. Came that easy.
Everybody likes a drop of white. The red'll be good, I hope.
To keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. An open battle breaks out. Little we are fucking bloodbath.
I've got...
Sorry.
From cleaning up this pigsty?
I've come to rescue...
Really?
Well...
Do you play die?
You mean...
You strip if you like. Either way, you'll end up...
All right.
I'm surprised you dare to play me. I don't like
Why
to
would he
lose.
do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army. It will be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. If an open battle breaks out, it'll be a fucking bloodbath.
You sure know how to lighten them.
Well, you're not afraid of anything. What can you do?
I'm telling you, give it a year and Sigismund will be gone.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
Oh, come on.
Once the Obs raises an army, he'll sit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army. It will be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. If an open battle breaks out, it'll
If
be
I
a
was you,
fucking
I'd take
bloodbath.
it.
You sure know how to lighten them. I'm telling you, give it a year and
That's enough for me.
And I'm telling you, we won't get rid of him that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
No talking bollocks. Once the Obs raises an army, he'll sit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that? If he was so craven as to run away from the first army that crossed his path, he would never have made it all the way here.
But this won't be just any army.
Let it be now. I want to play too, you know.
This country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. If an open battle breaks out, it'll be a fucking
That'll
bloodbath.
work.
You sure know how to lighten them.
Your turn.
I'm telling you, give it a year and
Well, if the dice keep falling like that, I've got nothing to worry
Him
about.
that easily. Everyone's being too hopeful here.
Finally a win!
once the Obs
I need help with some. I mean, the ones with the...
And you're one.
I should say so.
And anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case you haven't noticed, I'm sweeping. Try asking my mom.
will be an army like the likes of which this country's never seen before.
You're living in a dream world. It's only going to be a
Greetings.
Sorry,
What do you think? A fortress full of hungry mouths and
I haven't eaten, so...
He didn't have to choose me. My old ma spent her whole...
Wait! You're Kvieta's daughter!
It's been a... I was afraid you'd forgotten.
You haven't changed.
But I have. And you've changed too. You left a haughty young pup, and now you return...
No.
Not at all. The years have...
Why don't we go somewhere to... And...
You really... You ought go and have a drink and stop chasing girls. I mean, it's embarrassing.
Where might I find...
Why?
It's not for me.
Aha. If you go down, it's Lord Odorin's best.
Talking bollocks. Once the Obs raises an army, he'll shit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that? If he was so favored as to run away from the first... Then crossed his back.
All day long,
Bread. The old man's favorite.
Scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one. If an open battle breaks out, it'll be a fucking bloodbath.
You sure know how to lighten them.
You farmyard beast!
Everyone's being too hopeful here.
You're talking bollocks. Once the Obs raises an army, he'll shit himself and run back to Hungary.
And why would he do that?
White'll be good. If I spill it on myself, it won't sting.
red is a good choice.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Jesus! They're surrounding Krista! He can't make it on his own!
Seize them all! You never saw that coming! To me! Get him from behind!
Now you're finished.
What the? Get ready to live. Yeah!
It's a wonder you're still standing.
Yeah! Don't scare him! Kill him! Show you!
You won't get me! You know that for me! You shit! You know that for me! No chance!
Go!
Oh, didn't see that coming, eh? Go fuck yourself! Pay him back!
We'll kick your asses!
Get ready to leave this life.
Oh, good strike! You got him!
I should go back.
Oh, you led him on nicely! I'll be glad you did! I'll sort you out nicely! Get the fuck! Now I'll show you. No chance.
Get ready to leave this life. Bash him
on the head! That fucker out, damn it!
Now you're finished.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me.
Did my eyes deceive me?
Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get... Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but... not everyone was so lucky.
What happened, Goblin?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I got there in time. Christopher tried to defend her father. Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money grabber.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway.
Where did they go?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope...
So we have a plan to counter...
More of a promise. But, as you can see, our allies are getting scared.
I'll gladly...
Be so kind.
I tried to come as soon as possible.
You knew he was...
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop. We have to be really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
Is there anything?
Definitely not. We'll treat the wounded, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth.
The king announced one more thing, that is...
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and...
Maybe Samuel will figure...
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible.
Until Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with Christopher meanwhile.
They put enough arrows in him to knock down 3 lions.
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot more harm.
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein.
And they captured our... Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on us.
We'll figure out a way.
But how?
Get a grip. Winding up.
You're right. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much...
Actually, at Sigismund's council...
God's woo! We need to get back to...
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. You'll be more useful if you stay here. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone... This is a nightmare.
Yes. The best thing we can do is to keep doing our work.
What if the old lord doesn't come back?
Then we'll have a young one. He's... boy anymore. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of children.
We can only hope.
Did I not tell you you should not come here?
You did. But I still insist that it was necessary.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes...
Just tell him.
What did you talk about?
We talked about your stepfather.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Are you sure? We look the same age, and Martin lived with me and Ma as long as I can remember.
When I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not even a year apart.
And what does that make us then?
Nothing. Proof perhaps that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezerah?
That is hard to...
Nonsense. It is as clear as Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their houses and divide the loot. And all that with the king's blessing.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect we need... Will you come with us, Henry?
I'll come. And
very well.
Let's not waste time.
Thank God you're all right.
On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course. I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean. But
Could you stop blabbering?
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
all right.
I'll explain to you on the way.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Let's go then.
Hamish, can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. And I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
Well, it may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a Goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time.
Then we better hurry up.
All right. Schnell! Schnell!
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough.
Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
I would be happier if we could do without it.
We all would. as punishment for our many sins.
Our sins?
You killed our savior.
What did you just say?
Nothing. I'm just blabbering.
I dare you to say that again. Loud and clear.
You know what, sir? Just ignore me and be glad I'm here. And you up front, pick it up, little cutterbutt. My arse is getting numb.
Halt! I heard something.
So, do you hear anyone?
If they manage to get all the way here, it is all over.
No, I think... I must have just imagined it. Let's keep moving. We should split up here. Me and the rabbi will go this way to the shul. We have to take the Torah and warn everyone. What about us? You keep going straight ahead and then to the left. You'll get right to the King Solomon Tavern. Gather up all the secret documents and wait for us. Shouldn't someone come with you, just in case? How about Kubienka here? Henry and I can handle it.
Well, if you insist.
Was that all the contempt you could muster up?
Well, good luck. We'll see you up there. We have to go this way. Hopefully we'll find it quickly. I left a stack of my papers in the tavern. And if they fall into Sigismund's hands, people in other towns will die too.
How can a few pieces of parchment be that important? And what do they contain, anyway?
Nothing very pleasant for the most part. Who hates who? Who could be blackmailed with what? Who's hiding where and why? In short, nothing I can afford to lose. Hopefully everything will be all right at the tavern. My stash is locked away, and Samuel's friends are guarding the place. But who knows what the situation is like in the streets now.
Are you afraid?
Me? Do you have any idea how many times I've had to run from a burning town or deal with a hired assassin?
More than once, I reckon.
A lot more, I can tell you. But I admit, I was afraid every single time. Damn it.
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is open. Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this. Somebody else must have got in.
I think there's someone.
Go and check it out. If they took anything down, I'll gather up my things in the meantime. I'll meet you... Are you absolutely sure there's no one left? You'd better go and take another look.
Sorry, lass, but we ain't supposed to leave no witness. I'll just have a drink. Oh, and see where that wounded fella croaked.
I don't know, actually. I saw him go to Eric's tent to give him a piece of his mind, but never saw him come out. Bugger this, not a damn thing in it. You go back and do it. Eric will give us a bollocking again. Damn it.
Oh, I can't leave now.
I'll rip your ass open. I'm all yours. Keep that mace away from me. Take that!
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, Henry here has already taken care of those cutthroats.
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent them. What about your mother?
She is, thank God. I told...
I'm really sorry about...
There was nothing, you Navis Amardes. This Eric is really pissing me off. I've never laid eyes on him, yet I cannot...
There'll be plenty of time for...
I'm sure Mama is waiting for us.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageways.
But sir, if any more of them...
I can take care of my... God be with you.
Adam, is that you? What happened?
They climbed over the wall. One of them must have hit me.
Get up. We have to get to the shul fast. Can you walk?
I can't.
Don't worry. I'll help you. Henry, go and get Mummy. She will be in that house on the left. Bring her here.
What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, Ma'am. He sent me to take you to him.
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out of time.
Wait! Who are you anyway?
My name is Henry. I'm, Do you remember?
Of course I do.
I'm his... son.
Was sagst du?
Sam told me that...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back, it might be safer there!
What's going on?
Sam, are you alright?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyard! Follow me!
You got it!
Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them!
They're gone. We have to keep going. That is you to the left. Can you help them?
You won't be able to take another one like that. Kill that! God will forgive you. I've been waiting for you.
I cannot breathe. We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Us?
You can't stand up to this. You want to try me?
That's all. The place is clear. Come inside.
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? You'd rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone.
There they are.
Well, now we're really fucked.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back.
For how long, though?
As long as we need to.
What's keeping you? There's more of us!
We'll take you out.
What's keeping you? More of us!
Fucking Wharson!
Stand where, Mr.
Oh, damn it, Darcy! Time, Mamsel!
No, you don't.
Take that, man!
Give up. True blood, yeah! Let him have
Send my greetings to the dead! Shady stuff! You won't get me. Fight that off!
Not him! I want him alive! Don't come!
You won't get me.
You won't get me! We'll kick your asses! Fuck that! This is for our Lord! You never saw that coming! To see this, you'll soon be meeting them!
Still standing? Ich pfeife darauf!
Heaven's waiting, you bastard! No, you don't! Now you're finished! No chance! You won't get me! Hell is waiting, you bastard! Kick your ass!
my cop!
Stay afraid if you can! Right between the eyes! I'm gonna finish him. Get it!
Yeah! Don't spare him!
Vamos!
Hey, get him!
I'll beat you! The bloody host! Show what you're made of!
Come on! Everyone's inside! Henry, come on! Let's go!
Got him over me. Let's go. It's this way. Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
Surely we cannot just leave them here like this.
There's nothing we can do now. We must get the wounded out of here first.
Are we just supposed to bury them by the side of the road?
I am sure the Lord will understand. And if you do not believe me, ask the rabbi. He will surely agree. Look at it, all ablaze.
Return, O Lord, how long shall we? Thank you, boy.
Return, O Lord. How long shalt thou
Return,
be
O Lord, how long
Have
shalt thou
compassion
be
for thy
wrathful?
servants.
Have
Fill us with
compassion
thy
for thy
mercy every
servants.
morning, that
Fill
we
us
may
with the
rejoice
mercy
and be
every
glad
morning,
all our days.
that we
Look
may
at it.
rejoice and be glad
All
all our
ablaze.
days.
Don't worry, even if that happens, it will be able to pull the wagon. Look at him.
Yes, pull it will, but it will not be fast enough.
Do not worry.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, lad. I thank you for everything.
I know this might not be the best.
Right now? Well, how is Martin?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh,
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma and... Well,
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martinite. At least you survived. That would make Martin...
I'm sorry I don't have better news.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet...
Is everything all right?
Yes, do not worry.
How did you meet...
It was such a long... He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town. But there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And that...
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin wouldn't stop looking at me all night. Then it went schlag auf schlag.
So what happened that...
My Martin wouldn't have... My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a goy is isur deoraisa, forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So I did not even have time. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had...
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Colin.
If only he had gone all the way.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough.
And what about you?
No. My father called me a widow. So
And he didn't try to find out.
You know he did, but it never worked out.
And did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. Or they chose not to. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of someone.
All right.
Before you go, tell me.
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. I dream about him quite often. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I keep my head on my neck.
He was absolute.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today would have ended. What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the other...
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything...
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourself, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
Thank you, boy.
We survived.
Many have died, indeed.
So...
You are right. How happy I would be.
Sarah told me you drove Martin.
I had my...
But if you hadn't done it...
Perhaps. But what about you? If he had not raised you...
No. Probably not. What will you do now?
Now we must find help in some other community of believers. We will try our luck in Colleen. Many of us have friends.
Do you think you'll be...
Well, the mercenaries might follow. We will split up into smaller groups. Besides, who would chase us?
So the agreement with the lords in...
What makes you...
Oh, I do. But you've lost everything.
It is true that the Kuttenberg Kehile cannot pay for the army, especially when they...
God be with you, Rab.
Sei gesehen.
You managed to get the documents?
I've been thinking about it, and the time for spying is over. There's no one to...
So what then?
No, I feel responsible for...
But we still have a lot of work to do.
A spy master is of no use without his network. Only a few of my people...
Well, that doesn't matter.
No, Henry, I played...
So the court spy and master schemer, I didn't expect you to...
I may not have been in this world all that long, but unfortunately, even the good one... So many people dead. Driven out...
There's a war going on.
But that doesn't mean we can't feel...
All right. Have it your way.
And with you.
So?
You know, Henry, I've been through a lot of battles, but this one was real shitty.
Well, I'd say one side was a bit...
I suppose yesterday this bunch of idiots would never dream putting such bloody-mindedness into people's heads. Oh, it... Why do you ask?
Not yet.
Go on.
Return, O Lord. How long
Thank
shalt
you.
thou be wrathful? Have compassion for thy servants. Fill us with thy mercy. I still hear it. All our days.
Return, O Lord. How long shalt thou be wrathful?
Thank you, Henry. Damn it. For everything.
I still hear it. The screaming.
Adonai hunachaloso v'yonua v'yitzkovo v'sholem v'mamad omen.
All right?
Fantastic!
Well...
Good day. You silly doggy.
Look what I have for you.
I've got some meat.
Hey? Well.
Sorry. Could you teach me...
What do you...
How was that?
Thursday then at you know...
Could you teach me any...
What do you...
How'd you...
You then...
Could you teach...
What do you...
What was that?
No, it...
And...
That is... You make ground...
So, have you settled in here? A priest? Den of iniquity.
I've seen worse. Compared to the Truscan jail, the Devil's Den is pure luxury.
I'll say. But if you'd like to stretch your back or think back on Trotsky, I'm certain you... How was your trip? The journey itself was great. No delays, nice weather. But I've got to say, it's a scary place out there.
Nothing but footpads and ruffians, eh?
I keep saying this country needs a firm hand.
I saw that firm hand of yours with my own eyes. Some... God be with you, neighbor.
So, I went to see my brother.
And?
To talk about the inheritance.
But...
This place is so boring. It's enough to make a fella cry.
I'll drink all my dinners, but I have to drink at least 4 of these to stop getting that stream.
Careful!
Good morning, lad.
Hey, I'd be quite interested.
Now, how do you feel?
I don't know.
But if it was up to me...
Wait.
What doesn't add up?
Well, isn't he older than you?
You see? He won't even let me enjoy that. Oh.
You know... Nah, you're wrong there.
Oh, aye. Every time something... The whole world...
Uh-huh.
Of course. Just wonderful. And they're not only pissing each other off...
What did he do before?
I tried to stay away as far as possible.
You mean your brother?
Well, of course. He has an irrepressible... So many times I could have been...
Is it really that? But doing good...
That fella could return what he's... And he also falls...
And what about you?
Me. I fell in... But then that drink... So I got out of there. You never know. See you later.
I heard you fought...
What?
Well, I'd hate to...
True enough. But as St. Killian is my witness, it's true.
So how did it happen? How many soldiers?
Countless, lad. I'd never... At least 10,000 men on our side.
So how did the...
Lord forgive me, but it... Specific. Well, I only...
Which was?
Oh, it's hard to describe.
So what happened?
When the battle began, the Serbian cavalry... Soon, we got ours too. We fought valiantly. The Sultan's Janissaries attacked us there.
How could you survive?
You can't give up, and death isn't an option. But then a rumor that he was a tough old warrior of the Nemanja. With an arrow in his eye, he climbed his horse and rode. The battle then lasted until he...
And where did you...
In the saddle. I'm a nobleman, after all. Most of us mercenaries were on the left flank, under the command of Vlatko Vukovic. I mean, if it wasn't for Nicholas...
And who was that?
The commander of our company. A born warrior, and a good friend. In any case, the fact that Gabriel had taken a command at that point meant...
So who was...
The battle lasted all day. And in the end, no one knew who had won. Only later did we find out. Prince Lazar. Still later came the news.
They executed a prince?
Aye. They beheaded him. Because someone had slit their sultan's throat like a piglet.
So you did...
It's hard to say. Only without their prince, it was just a matter of time before Serbia fell into the... All the same, even as I'm I suppose, and yet, I can only thank God that Nick...
Your captain?
Aye, him.
He did?
Aye, a memory of the...
Where'd you learn how to...
Well, where would you say? It wasn't in the royal palace. It's the result of years of practice. You'll soon find out life if they have two legs. But I have to admit, each year it gets harder to keep my eye on the target. My hands are... That's why I need to drink so much. And then, my...
Sir Vaculin?
Bien sûr. You're
Where does the name...
That is simple. My compatriots called one day. I shall tell you about my place of... Or would you rather hear...
Arezzo sounds...
And so it was. That is where I earned my knighthood from the great Enguerrand. Enguerrand arranged his forces. Out of nowhere, the enemy appeared. But I saw a gap in the enemy's main... Un chevalier français.
I reckon King Sigismund would think otherwise.
That was Alors, I caught them by surprise. My attack sowed confusions in the enemy's ranks. That encouraged the overlords, and that is how we won the famous victory at Arezzo. Seeing that the force that was supposed to protect, no doubt you had no inkling at Maleshov what a knight you had the honor to meet. And of course my feats on the field of battle.
A bold man.
Quite right. Just as Monsieur Chapon says, Audantes fortuna juva.
So you disobeyed your commander and left your attack could have ended in a total fiasco.
In short, I saw an opportunity and took it.
What did your command?
He made me a knight and...
I reckon he wanted to get you...
Do not talk no sense.
What other feat?
Oh, many, mon ami. For one battle, it would take a week to recount them all. On the Italian field, we faced John Hawkwood. Surrounded, we were at his mercy. But just then...
Did you?
And observed, I mounted my horse and set up as I rode away, thinking we were trained. But while the English were occupied, I saved many men from certain death that night, and many lords from the disgrace of capture.
That is in... But you were just...
I wanted to break... But as I say, I merely follow... Stick close to me, Henri. With Providence, I came to the court from the field of... Because... And... Remember... But the king... Maybe I fought...
How could you tell him?
Ha! I climbed up to his... And lo and behold, the king was right. Wasting not a moment, In return, the king bestowed on me the title of Échanson. Or Quebec. Unfortunately, though, even the king's favor...
What happened?
Well, perhaps I shall...
Tell me what happened.
A major setback and a gross injustice.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Oui, I suffered a combination of misfortunes.
You were in...
Of course. My birthplace gave me an unrivaled nose. That is, until I pursued all the ships he bought sank in a temp. Of course, he wrongly blamed me for everything and turned many influential court. But my advice was sound. He was simply... I told him as much.
A sea voyage from France to Africa? You must...
A risk, perhaps. But a man must think big if he wants to...
Big ideas. Storms, pirates. You should have tried the Baltic...
You are right, but that is under Hanseatic control and... Africa, mon ami, that is the land of opportunity. The Arabs sell to the Portuguese via Ceuta, and they sell on to... Just imagine selling further and trading... Remember this, because one day...
Luckery and Cargouche.
En aucun cas. Jacques Le Gris and... These two great knights were in a legal dispute over an estate. But above all, she claimed that he had raped her, while he said he had seduced him.
And because first, they jousted. Then they fought, and Legris thought victory was in his grasp. But de Carouge suddenly pounced on him. Even so, Legris refused to admit his guilt. And if you promise not to tell, I will let...
Tell me.
Bien. As I say, de Carouge killed Legris, a blessed blade, an instrument of divine justice. So, I had several cups. That is how I first came into wealth. You still have a lot to learn, mon ami. It was one of the greatest things I ever saw, and half of France came to watch, including the king himself. I later told the story to anyone who was interested. I could have written it myself, of course.
What was the hunt?
We were out in the royal... There had long been rumors about it, so imagine I set off after it, pierced its flank with arrows, and unleashed the hounds to finish it off. When I arrived, it turned out that my aunt had not killed a stag, but the horse of... I fell out of her favor, and all...
Christ almighty!
I did not! It was the hounds! The stag must have got away. And in their...
That's nonsense.
Oh.
Hunting dogs are trained to go after game. They'd never attack a horse. You must have made the mistake.
Well, normally that would be true, of course, but the answer was... No doubt they gave me, though, a misfortune like that, which could indeed happen to anyone. But the other lords were afraid I would out...
Tell me about Brabant.
Quite far. From Bohemia. Then you sail down the Anvers, Brussels, above the Dukes of Burgundy and the Imperial Prince. But like everywhere else, you can only come into wealth by birth or by enterprise.
How did you end up here?
Leaving the court with a modest sum. I traveled a lot, spending time in... When I learned that l'Empereur Charles...
So people...
Bien sûr! It was abroad that I heard of King Wenceslas' Silver City. I bought the abandoned Miskowitz estate, and for a time I settled here to provide for myself and wait for... But even here fate did not let me be. For how better to make King Wenceslas aware? Victory was assured, but the burghers had other ideas. Stripped of my possessions, I languished in
Sir Vaclin, I'm
Where do you think? Here, of course. Perhaps I have already mentioned that I can communicate almost everywhere in the world. I now speak French, German, Italian, Latin, Hungarian, and Czech.
Thanks for sharing your... What do you think of our...
Well, I cannot say I expected to end up in... But a man must...
What do you think is
Le Chevalier Yann? Well, he's not doing badly. That takes a lot more.
I can't get Catherine. I'm sure you have more experience of love than me.
But for my tastes, Mademoiselle Catherine is of somewhat age vintage. Though...
That's not really what I meant.
Là est la question. I had the feeling something...
So do I.
I have no idea. But she is fond of you, if you ask me. Try asking her.
Oh, come on.
I am a good judge of people.
What do you think of Sir...
Le Diable Sec. A capable chevalier. But I do not trust him. There is treachery.
You think so?
My instinct...
How do you get on with...
Oh, those two. Once in Kottenberg, I also had a servant who pretended not to understand me and thought I did not understand him when he spoke German. But he was wrong. There is no...
How do you get on?
Oh, young Lord Chapon may be inexperienced and hot-headed at times. Needless to say, Godwin and Jessica can also... and that devil in press clothing bit me. Merde.
Have you met Godwin?
The priest who is very skilled with a sword. Priests should not be such good swordsmen. In addition, he can play chess, and in drinking wine, he beats even the best Frenchmen.
Have you had the chance to meet my...
Samuel. It is strange that he joined your... our group. It is not usual for his, people. But he's certainly a good reinforcement.
What do you think?
A good warrior. But he has no morals and no
No, I don't think...
And that is just the problem.
About this merry band of ours. Tell me, how did the siege of...
Ah, mon ami, poorly, poorly. But what could I do? Stand after all, I had to live up to my... I thought it would be enough to stall Sigismund.
Only no...
Précisément. I, who fought in 5 countries...
I heard your attack on the Treb...
It is true, but that was not my fault. The Kurtenbergers blamed me to cover up their own failure. Ces connards. I made the correct decision, but the Kurtenberg spies that I sent out reported that the trebuchet, this tragedy would never have happened if it were... But enough of that. There is no point. In the meantime, however, I can pass on some of my...
I'd like to learn.
It will take some time acquiring my art, especially now when I have been unjustly... What would you like?
I want to know...
Eh bien, the French, they move. I will tell... Allons...
I'd like to learn...
It will take... Acquire, especially so.
Sir Vaclav...
You... Allons...
I wanted to ask you...
Of course. I'm the handsome...
You don't say...
Then you're as blunt.
You don't seem to be...
Do you have a brother?
Me?
You see, you're not sure either. But I swear by Mikesh.
As I saw it...
Aye, that's what older brothers are for. They're always pissing you off some...
Really?
Oh, certainly. Unless that is your Sigismund or Wenceslas of Luxembourg. Those 2 brothers and their Oh, aye. May the Lord grant Emperor Charles eternal glory.
What did you do before?
Well, brother, everything. I reckon I just...
And isn't it because you always end...
Well, when you...
You never stop...
Unfortunately, my brother Mikesh was born...
Really?
Ha!
No. For 30... Here and there, it seems to me that you're almost too clever.
Is that the question?
Aye.
What? Did you also escape?
No.
But you didn't trade fake communion... And you didn't escape, dressed as a nun, on the abbot's horse with his silver either, did you?
Good. That's enough.
And it's such a funny story. If Mikesh... But you know how it is. Mother Superior was a little surprised by his equipment.
My God.
Aye, exactly. It was good to see you, my friend.
A tankard of ale, thanks.
My back. Aye. What can we do?
Word about...
More. Aye. Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Henry! You have no... I was really worried about you. It's good she heard...
Thanks for putting in a good word. It definitely came in lots of violence and death, countless foes.
God damn!
I don't know, simply... The worst part, Kate, it was as if the bloody gates had...
God protect... God damn it!
I'm always glad to fight by your side. But you wouldn't have changed. All we could do was try to hold back Eric. See, there's a hidden tunnel in...
Fucking tunnels! What about Liechtenstein?
He's fine.
Praise God. He's from an old and... The main thing is, you got out. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to... That's exactly what... First and foremost, be it known that if you should ever similarly find... And secondly, a hunting bow that has no equal in the province. It can fell the mightiest buck deer.
Well, I'm honored.
Just a moment. I believe I saw it among...
Good heavens. When I found out that Yobs would gladly leave me locked up, so, to pay him back, and it was immediately clear to me...
That is certainly...
It'd be great to try that bow. Wine, bacon...
We only went hunting...
Yeah, but it was memorable. Don't tell me you wouldn't like... But first duty...
What do you make of this Brabant?
He's unquestionably a He rambles on a lot, though. Although it was better... Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold, if a little...
I honestly can't... He's as full of tales...
No one's... As for his constant chat, and ideally... On the other hand, when Sigismund invaded, he could have easily just stepped us... Instead, he gave him a chance to prove him...
Oh, but... What happened when von Bergov hauled you off after the Nabokov battle?
It was a dreadful journey. Jesus, don't... It was a bit better in Malashov. Apart from being...
Did anything happen?
No. But it took ages to get to Malashov. I was traveling with von Owlet's minions. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still in a
What did they do with you?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me... But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Von Bergov came out, only I almost went mad from being cramped in that damned room.
What was the problem?
That I couldn't get out of there. I was... It's just that since Nabokov, when they shot the tower right down on my head and I was stuck there. Well, since then, I don't feel well in cramped spaces. Actually, I never did. I always preferred to be outdoors. But since Nabokov, I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried alive.
I understand.
That's a fact. Once I get my hands on, and above all...
Great.
You can be the Castellan, or I'll even have a forge built, so you feel...
What did von Bergov want?
Just the usual courtesies. The captivity of nobles has to observe certain formalities. They behaved fairly respectfully, but about Radzig and Hanush, and especially Job.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. I played as dumb as the village idiot. I only told him they sent us with that message and discussed the rest when we were...
And did he swallow it?
I think he suspected I was bluffing a bit. And then he tried to loosen my tongue by...
My word. They didn't let you out at all. But you were in that room for ages.
No. They let us walk around the fortress a bit. We even went out for a ride twice, but they watched us. But most of the time, like I say, I'm really glad...
But the main thing is...
Indeed.
How'd you like Devil?
Well, it's better than the Malashov prison.
Aren't the beds soft enough?
I'm more bothered by how small the place is. But at least I can go for a ride.
Where'd you go for those?
Well, not very far, just from... From Horshan to Why go to the ends of the earth when there's so... I found a nice hunter's camp in the forest beyond Bohunyevitz. It's not exactly...
Oh, Christ almighty.
You could say that. This girl from Bohunyevitz took me for a...
Oh, that's enough. Good dog, Mutz. Show me.
It happens! Just watch where you're going next time.
Greetings, Henry. Bad day?
Tell me something about you.
No cóż, nie znamy.
What?
A co mnie to obchodzi? Jak już to razem
How is it that...
To dar od Boga, Henryku. A może to dlatego. Ale mam dla ciebie jedno. Będzie cię bolał język.
Well... I'd like to get better with...
Tylko jedną, przyjacielu. Tnij tak szybko, żeby wróg nie zdążył zrobić. Ale przede wszystkim...
Well, even if I don't know...
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Please show me that...
Why not? Oh, when you knock it, now come.
Greetings.
Czołem, Henryku!
Leave me in peace, would you?
O co ci chodzi, do licha? Masz muchy w nosie, czy co?
Taking their time again. Keeper, that beer?
Good day.
out. Henry, good to see you.
I bring bad news from Kuttenberg. Eric's soldiers and the town rabble have torched. Fortunately, we saved most of the people. But I doubt they can form an alliance with us now.
Fuck. Where are they now?
Samuel and the rabbi took...
Shit. We have to find Dry Devil and Capon and decide what to do.
Well, Samuel said he wants to be around for that.
I see. But if he's going to cut... Oh well.
All right.
Innkeeper, a beer!
Greetings, Henry.
I apologize.
You want another?
I'm sorry.
Go! Whoa. Quick! Quick! Go!
You made it
Whoa! Whoa!
Horse like that would cost as much as a farm.
Are you sure it's me you're waiting?
You and no other.
Do we know each other?
No, we don't.
What do you mean?
I dreamt about you on St. John's Eve, and then again a few more times.
Are you confusing?
Oh no, I had a dream about you and you.
Well, all right.
What do you think? A groom?
A groom? I mean, I've never seen you, but
That is of no matter. See, on St. John's Eve, all us village girls floated. Hannah's bobbed its way to the other bank. Eliza's fell to pieces. And then that night...
what was that you said?
You're not from around these parts, are you? Me and the girls release them on the water every St. John. If your wreath reaches the other side, it means you will soon... And mine got swept.
And that...
When I wed, my husband will take me away.
You say you dreamt about...
And more than once at that. But the first time was on St. John's Eve, and that means something.
Does it now?
That it will come true. I picked 9 flowers at night, put them under my pillow, and you know the rest.
Thanks for the explanation. I don't want to dampen your spirits.
But my dreams. The wreath of 9 herbs. I did everything.
And if you are to marry away from...
I'm not saying he has to be from far away. Kutenberg would be enough for me.
I'm not a city lad.
Scarlet, you're a village. Well, it certainly couldn't have... I bid you safe travel. The man in my dream looked older. Not this well.
quick!
Whoa!
Go!
Whoa! Whoa!
You almost ran me over.
Quick! Go!
Whoa!
Oh.